La libertà non è star sopra un albero, non è neanche avere un'opinione. Libertà non è uno spazio libero, libertà è partecipazione. Hello and welcome to LIS, Learn Italian Songs, Learn Italian with Songs. Io sono Pietro and today we're going to sing and translate together Lo Shampoo, a song by Giorgio Gaber. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is LIS and here is where we take famous Italian songs, or not so famous as in this case, and we translate the lyrics almost word by word. If you're not new to the channel, you will know that this is the third video that we shoot on a cycle lane. Yes, we are in my home village where there are 4 cycle lanes dedicated to 4 Italian songwriters, and I will dedicate a video to each and every one of them. And today is the turn of Giorgio Gaber. Actually, his real surname was Gaberschik, and this surname originates from a beautiful small country which stands about 20 miles in that direction, Slovenia. Giorgio Gaber was born and raised in the northwest of Italy, in the Milan area, where he started out his career as a guitarist. He was influenced by American jazz and rock and roll music, and he started his career playing with some of the characters who will later become giants in the world of the Italian pop song and the canzone d'autore. One of his first bands was with Luigi Tenco, to whom we dedicated the first video from the cycling lane, and other names were Enzo Jannacci, Adriano Celentano, and Her Majesty of the Italian vocal prowess, Mina. After his beginning as a guitarist, he also began singing in the very late 1950s, 58, 59. He was noticed by a talent scout from a record company and thus began his career as a successful singer and songwriter. During the whole decade of the 1960s, he made record after record and he had various hit singles, and he also became very popular on TV. By the end of the 1960s, his character of a very popular TV figure and his job in the record-making industry sort of became too tight for him, so he began searching for new modes of singing his songs, and he sort of tailored for himself a new way of expressing himself in theaters. He thus began touring exclusively in theaters in what he will later define as teatro canzone, theater song. His first tours around the theaters of all Italy were in the early 1970s, and his first shows were only a succession of his songs. But later on, he began to incorporate more and more spoken part and put in his shows more reflections on social issues or even philosophical issues. The song that we will sing and translate today is taken from one of his first tours around 1971 or maybe 1972, and it's called Lo Shampoo, the shampoo. The shampoo, Lo Shampoo, might sound like just a funny song with a lot of witty jokes, but actually it's not like that. And the metaphor of the shampoo lather or foam that covers our heads and sort of prevents us from thinking critically is a very powerful one. Giorgio Gaber will continue making tour after tour in the 70s and in the following decades, working hard in the theaters around Italy for months and months a year. The song that we're going to listen to today was included in his first shows in the early 70s, and it could be heard together with the song snippet that we heard at the beginning of this video called La Libertà. Una brutta giornata, chiuso in casa a pensare, una vita sprecata, non c'è niente da fare, non c'è via di scampo, quasi quasi mi faccio uno shampoo. Una strana giornata, non si muove una foglia, ho la testa ovattata, non ho neanche una voglia, non c'è via di scampo, devo farmi per forza uno shampoo. Uno shampoo. Scende l'acqua, scroscia l'acqua, calda, fredda, calda, giusta. Shampoo rosso, giallo, quale marca mi va meglio? Questa. Schiuma, soffice, morbida, bianca, lieve, lieve, sembra panna, sembra neve. La schiuma è una cosa buona, come la mamma che ti accarezza la testa quando sei triste e stanco. Una mamma enorme, una mamma in bianco. Sciacquo, sciacquo, sciacquo. Seconda passata. Son convinto che sia meglio quello giallo senza canfora. I migliori son più cari perché sono anti-forfora. Schiuma, soffice, morbida, bianca, lieve, lieve, sembra panna, sembra neve. La schiuma è una cosa pura, come il latte, purifica di dentro. La schiuma è una cosa sacra, che pulisce la persona meschina, abbattuta, oppressa. È una cosa sacra, come la Santa Messa. Sciacquo, sciacquo, sciacquo. Fong. Let's move on to our translation, la traduzione. But before we get to the translation, I would like to tell you that this song was suggested to me by Sara and Nicco from Learn Italian with Nicco. And by the way, Sara is my sister. They told me, we know that you're going to do a song on Giorgio Gaber. Why don't you do Lo Shampoo? So that's why I chose this song. And by the way, check out their YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. You will see the lyrics on this part of the screen, and on the lower side of the screen you will be able to read some further explanations. First verse, it goes: una brutta giornata, chiuso in casa a pensare. Una brutta giornata is a bad day, and if you want to learn the difference between giorno and giornata, check out the video from Learn Italian with Nicco, where Sara, my sister, will give you an in-depth explanation. I'll leave a link below. Chiuso in casa pensare, it means chiuso is locked, in casa is in home, or at home, we should say. A pensare is to think. Actually, a more natural way to translate this would be homebound thinking. Una vita sprecata, a wasted life. Sprecata is wasted. Non c'è niente da fare. There is nothing to do. Actually, in Italian we have a double negative, but it's correct like this. There isn't nothing to do. Non c'è via di scampo. There is no way to escape. Quasi quasi mi faccio uno shampoo. Now, quasi quasi, I translated this as, you know what, I'm gonna have myself a shampoo or something like that. Quasi quasi literally means almost, but it's used as a way to suggest we've just made up our minds and we think that this thing that we're going to do is good for us. Shampoo is the Italian version of shampoo. Well, you know that in Italian every vowel is pronounced the same no matter where we find it, and An O will be pronounced O. Even if you find two of them, maybe you will pronounce them O. Second verse. Una strana giornata, a strange day. Non si muove una foglia. Una foglia is a leaf. Non si muove, it does not move. Not a leaf is moving. Ho la testa ovattata. I have a muffled head. Ovatta is that cotton that you use in various situations around the house. Ho la testa ovattata, non ho neanche una voglia. I don't even have a desire, a craving, voglia. Non c'è via di scampo, it repeats, there's no way to escape, there's no way out. Devo farmi per forza uno shampoo. I must, devo, farmi, do myself, per forza. Per forza literally means for force, but it means actually in this case, I really have to, I really must. And then there's another section. Scende l'acqua, scroscia l'acqua. Scende l'acqua. The water, l'acqua, it descends. Then scroscia l'acqua. Scrosciare is a word used to indicate the noise of some liquid or some large quantity of liquid falling, like a waterfall, or in this case, the water from your shower. Scroscia. The word is onomatopoeic. It reminds you of the noise the water make when it falls down on your head. Scroscia. And then it says calda, fredda, calda. You know when you get into the shower and maybe the water is too hot or too cold. And then giusta. Giusto, it means right. I translated this as just right. Shampoo rosso o giallo. Shampoo, red or yellow. Quale marca mi va meglio? What brand is better for me? Literally, mi va meglio goes best for me. Questa, this one. And then it proceeds with the lather part. Schiuma, soffice, morbida, bianca, lieve, lieve. The lather, the shampoo foam, it's soft, soffice. It's morbida. It does not mean morbid. It means it's a synonym for soft. Bianca, white. Lieve, lieve, light, soft, light to the touch. Sembra panna, it looks like whipped cream. Sembra neve, it looks like snow. Now, panna. Panna in Italian means cream. And usually when we say panna, we think about whipped cream. Actually, if you want to be more precise in Italian, whipped cream is panna montata. Whereas the word crema, which sounds more like cream and reads a lot like cream, means custard that you put in sweets and cakes. And then it proceeds. And I chose one of the many versions that you can find on the internet, because since Giorgio Gaber performed these songs in theaters, he changed them. At every performance, he changed some words. La schiuma è una cosa buona. The lather is a good thing. Come la mamma, like the mom, like your mom. Che ti accarezza la testa quando sei triste e stanco. Who caresses your head when you're sad and tired. Una mamma enorme, an enormous mom. Una mamma in bianco, a mom in white. So maybe he means dressed in white. And then it ends this first block of the song with sciacquo, sciacquo. Another onomatopoeic word, sciacquare, it means to rinse. So it contains the word acqua inside, sciacquo, to wash away, sciacquare. And then it goes on to the next section by saying seconda passata, which is the second pass or the second rub of the shampoo. Son convinto che sia meglio quello giallo senza canfora. I am convinced that it's better the yellow one without camphor. I migliori son più cari perché sono anti-forfora. The best ones, the best shampoos, are more expensive. Più cari, it means they are more dear of price. They cost more money because they are anti. And then usually here he stops during his performances perché sono anti, and he stops and there's always everybody in the audience that completes the sentence. Forfora, because you know it rhymes with canfora and you expect it. So I migliori son più cari, the best ones are more expensive because they are anti-dandruff. And then it proceeds with schiuma, soffice, morbida, bianca, lieve, lieve, sembra panna, sembra neve, just like before. The lather, the foam, soft, white, light, it looks like snow, or it feels like whipped cream, it feels like snow. It goes on by saying, la schiuma è una cosa pura, the lather is a pure thing. Come il latte, like the milk, like milk. Purifica di dentro, it purifies from the inside, or it purifies the inside. La schiuma è una cosa sacra, lather is a sacred thing. Che pulisce la persona meschina, which cleans the person. How is this person? It's meschina, it's wretched, abbattuta, sad, tired, oppressa, oppressed. È una cosa sacra, it is a sacred thing, come la Santa Messa, like the Holy Mass. And here we can see clearly the social criticism. And then it goes on with sciacqua, 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 I rinse or I wash out, and then the very last word is fon. Fon is our Italian word for hair dryer. Usually children, when they're learning English, they think that phon, written P-H-O-N, is an English word. Actually, it's not like that. The name for the hair dryer comes from a particular kind of wind. I think it's from the region of Piedmont, I might be wrong. And that is why we call the hair dryer phon in Italian. Now, if you've made it this far, this means that my videos are of some use to you, and if they're useful to you, maybe you can buy me a coffee. I'll leave the link in the description below. I still don't know how it works, but I will tell you that here in Italy an espresso coffee at a bar is just €1.10, so less than $1.50. If you want to buy me a coffee, I'll enjoy it very much. Thank you, grazie. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pollice su, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And until next time, ciao!